I just completed a chest stand challenge where I did some form of chest stand every single day in the month of June. So today I want to talk to you guys about why I did it and what I learned from it. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, my name is Laurie Bloom. Welcome back to the channel. I teach beginning aerial silks and flexibility in New York City. If that sort of content interests you, please hit the like and subscribe button with the notification bell on. All right, so let's start out. Why did I decide to do a June chest stand challenge where I did some form of chest stand every single day? During the pandemic, I was getting so flexible, but I also had nothing but time on my hands. I had dedicated training sessions 2 to 3 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week, where I did nothing but work on my flexibility. I didn't even have access to silks. So at one point, my sole workout was just basically walking to warm up and then training my flexibility for 2 hours. And I saw phenomenal results. But of course, as I've gone back to work and life, the time I have to train my flexibility has been cut down hardcore. Sometimes I have no time to train. Sometimes I just have like a half hour to do a quick session. And when I went to go work on my chest stand, I could barely hold myself up. It felt awful. And I was so sad because when I actually achieved my chest stand for the first time, it was like such a big deal to me because I don't come from a place of extreme natural flexibility. I have to work for everything I get. And the fact that I basically lost something I worked so hard to get was just really devastating to me. So I said to myself, I'm going to do some form of chest stand, even if it is completely supported with blocks under my shoulders or against the wall every single day, which means I can't just throw my body in a chest stand. I have to do some form of warm up every day. Some days I only had 20 minutes to warm up. Some days I did have like an hour. A couple of days I had 2 hours. So the first thing I learned is I'm capable of squeezing in time. No, I did not have 2 hours to train every day, but I could definitely carve out 20 minutes into my day to be able to work on my chest stand. It's not ideal. Obviously, an hour would be better, but something is definitely better than nothing, and I was really glad I did that. The second thing I learned was even just working on it a little bit every day, maybe I didn't see the kind of progress I wanted to see, but I did see progress. So when I began the journey, kicking up was really hard. When I first kicked up, I would be a little lopsided. But as I went through my journey, I learned how to get up better into the chest stand. And I also gained a little bit of flexibility and strength. So I was able to, with some help from yoga blocks, lift my legs up and eventually stay up. And throughout my journey, I was able to go up using just one yoga block. So I definitely saw progress and ease, and my form definitely improved throughout the journey. The third thing I learned was take everything you hear on the internet with a grain of salt. I mostly posted about this journey on Instagram and TikTok. Some of the feedback I got was very helpful, like, oh, this looks great, but try elongating your neck or do more neck stretches before you go up. Or this exercise helps me, it might help you. Some people were just like, your form is all wrong. Like, you don't know what you're doing. You better work with someone. Now, as someone with contortion training background, I don't consider myself a contortionist, but I definitely have trained contortion and have been able to make deep improvements in my body. I know when my form is wrong, but sometimes we don't have the mobility to make our form correct. When I was first kicking up early in the journey, I could not get my left shoulder down to the ground. My chest was just not open enough. In time, as I progressed, I was able to relax it down. So the advice that this person was basically giving me was, don't do this, you're not doing it right. Well, sometimes you can't do things right at first if you don't have the mobility to do it. I don't think people should be giving advice over the internet by just watching 1 or 2 videos. I think it's a little messed up, and I think you have to take everything you see or hear on the internet with a grain of salt, including things I say. Unless someone is in the room with you and has a ton of expertise, they don't know your body, and what they say may be damaging, both physically and mentally. And finally, the 4th and final thing I learned is, before we get there, one more reminder: hit the like and subscribe button with the notification bell on. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment box below. Also, sorry, they're doing road work, and I started this video before and then I paused it to see if they would stop, and they're not stopping. So I'm gonna keep going. Hopefully once I edit this video, it's not too crazy loud, but they've just been drilling all morning and I have to film this now. It's my only time. But anyway, the 4th and final thing I learned. Unfortunately, this was a sad and frustrating thing for me, but something I expected was, the longer you have to warm up, the better results you'll see. When I only had 20 minutes to a half hour to warm up, it felt more crunchy, and my feet didn't get as close to the ground. When I had 2 hours to warm up, I saw incredible results. So in a perfect world, definitely give yourself an hour and a half to warm up into things. Also, if you are someone that's been training and maybe only takes 45-minute classes and you're like, oh, I'm not seeing results. If maybe occasionally you can set aside an hour and a half to train instead, you might really shock yourself with how deep and far you can go into specific poses. But that being said, even though the longer I trained, I saw better results, I still saw results over time as long as I put a little bit of time into it every single day. So what am I gonna do going forward? Well, for one, I don't recommend doing a chest stand every day. Yes, I didn't do the full extreme version of it every day, but chest stands are hard on your body. They hurt your chin, they can hurt your neck, especially if you don't come from a place of a lot of natural flexibility. So going forward, I'm probably going to try and do some form of stretching every day, but I'm going to work on a variety of different back bending poses, all which will help me get my chest stand and maintain my chest stand. But I want to focus back on to walking towards my ankles in a wheel pose, in other words, teardrop or ankle grab. And I also want to work on poses that require more strength, like my forearm stand pull through. So that's where I'm at right now. I hope you gain knowledge from this video. Again, ask me any questions in the comments. Until the next time, I want you all to have a fit and fabulous day. Bye-bye.